now and again I'll be asked, what are we actually going to do in the Solar Tantra 1 workshop? And to bring a little bit of clarity into the description about what actually is this workshop, this adult sex education, I thought I'll introduce you a little bit to it. So I have drawn out our agenda. I'd like to say to that yes, there is an agenda and there's a plan, and this gives me a framework of what I want to bring towards the people. But each group is individual, and each group, depending on what I feel, what my intuition guides me to do, this can change in slightly different ways. Different exercises can come in. Some aspects will be shorter, worked with, whilst others become a little bit more space. So it's very individual, and each for the people that have already participated in it, and who repeat maybe, for them it will be always a new experience, because always to their own ability, to their own capacity, they will find new layers, deeper and deeper layers of it. They will find new aspects that didn't resonate beforehand, but this time they maybe do. So also be welcome to join us to repeat, because there is so much stuff in there that with the first time you won't really grasp it all, I guess. So, but it's always worthwhile doing the start. So, starting, we do it 9 o'clock on the Saturday. And we will start off with the welcoming, the landing, and the intro. What is this? The welcoming is always important. The first perception of it as you come in is very important. And then rather we're all being in our minds, being anxious, being what's going to happen, the uncertainty driving us nuts. I want to bring you into your bodies. I want to calm you down. I want to really allow you to feel as you go through the day. And that's why we do some landing exercise. We do some sound, breath, movement. We dance a little bit, just to loosen everything up so that we really can feel and experience everything with our bodies as we're there going through the day. We do an intro, we do a safety and confidentiality agreement. We introduce each other. So, and then we really start off with the work. And the first work is we really go into a deep, a shame-free, and a discussion with a lot of openness towards what is self-love practice and what is masturbation practice. So all the day is about self-love in so many shapes and forms. When we have finished that, when we have gotten all the different aspects and perspectives from each individual people, we'll realize we actually sit all in the same boat. And when there's no shame, when there's communication and openness and non-judgment, then we find, oh, this is a burden and it's actually not that big, that I can handle, that I can work with, at least, that I can improve. What's really important is in all of this is to understand how to create a safe space. For me, sexuality, after all that I have gone through, after all that I have experienced, after all that I have learned, I had to learn and accept that sexuality can't really flourish in a space that isn't safe, that isn't secure, and that has a certain freedom to it of choice, that you are in charge at all moments of time. So we'll do a little exercise and meditation to it to give you that reference point. How does it feel? And of course, what happens when I feel safe, when I make myself feel safe. Then there's a big aspect that we're here today in the adult sex education, is that we're going into the Solar Tantra practice. What are the tools? What are the exercises? What is the behavior that I should learn to improve, to get used to? And we will split this in two ways. We have initially the basics, but then we also split into male and female exercises. So what do the people in a male body, and what do the people do in a female body? So that's always very interesting, because that deviates really very much from what we do subconsciously through our masturbation behavior. And that is where everything is going to change if you're engaged in any kind of self-love practice. Emotional management. This is something that's really important. So often we stop in our tracks to move forward because we don't believe in ourselves, that we have the tools and the capacity to deal whatever is becoming unlocked, whatever is being stirred up. So we need to look into emotional management. How do I do this in a safe way? And how do I become better in just allowing my emotions to be there, express them without them knocking me off? For this, I will do 2 ways of how to deal with one's emotion. One is a very gentle and mindful way, and the other one is quite a physical and cathartic way where you really can express all that you experience. May that be grief, may that be sadness or anger or rage or anything else that comes actually up. You will have thereafter the tools, whatever comes up, that you can deal with it. How wonderful. What a permission to move forward when you know you have the right tools. And as last, we will do a beautiful body image ritual. Because the body image that we have of ourselves is really also in the way from us to becoming our greatest potential self. If we think we're not good enough, we're not that glorious, we're not that great, we're not that godly, then how should we achieve glorious things, godly things, or impossible tasks, or just wonderful? How should we create this heaven on earth if we have body image issues? So we do a wonderful ritual to become aware of, to really express them, to put them outside of ourselves and let them go. And by letting go, I mean a little, including fire ritual. So whatever you're building up on awareness, what you're getting into memories like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this. Wow, that was a crucial part. Wow, that hurt, or that, I didn't like that one at all. I got shamed for doing X, Y, and Z. We write it all out through automatic writing, going then into meditative states of using this expansiveness to filling more in. And finally, really burn it. Burn it. Let it go, get rid of it, and invite a new one in. And also that kind of fire, symbolic to give you the warmth and the strength and the courage to move on in that uncertainty, into that darkness. Yeah, then by 6 p.m. we should be finished, and we should have you all really worked up, really, really comfortable and safe and secure in your own skin. And we send you back home to do the real journey. And the real journey starts with your homework. In a complete new way, with new understanding, new tools, new exercises, and maybe even a greater goal that you pin yourself now because you believe now that you can reach that. You have all that it requires. You have that within yourself, and you have that now to your conscious awareness. So that's Solo Tantra 1. Those who have chosen to join us on the Solo Tantra 2 on the second day, on the weekend experience, I will have another video out for this to introduce you through the day there. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, just get in touch via email or contact me any other way. And we have a chat, whatever questions you may have.